steep food costs to linger, grow 10 proteins in any space. Welcome to Pandemic Homesteading, where we grow it, build it, break it, fix it, and prep for it. The percentage of cost hikes vary by food category as a result of too many factors to explain here, but proteins have taken the hardest hit. Given the fourth quarter profits major companies are reporting, I wouldn't expect the stakeholders to permit a decrease in their margins. The following content in this video is geared to the small space grower, like that of an apartment, townhouse, or small space yard, who wants to offset the high cost of groceries with 10 high protein items. Please consider checking out our other channel, Today's Homesteading, for our work on a new community garden and other tips. Some of the photos I share in this video are from a community member group in Facebook for raised bed gardens. I want to thank them for their contribution and look forward to sharing more stuff from them. Spinach is one of the most well-known non-meat foods high in protein. For those of us in a temperate climate with 4 seasons, you can in fact grow spinach almost all year long. Harvest leaves from the size of a quarter to full size. Just don't let the plant bolt, otherwise known as going to seed or flowering. Kale is a great source of protein and easy to grow year-round in cooler regions and during winter in hotter climates. You can actually grow kale indoors like kind of a house plant you eat off of. It's also ornamental and a good conversation topic over cocktails. Peas. You can eat almost every part of the sprawling pea plant, from peas to the pods to the shoots they grow. Peas like cooler climates and are perfect for an apartment or deck balcony. Edamame is a fancy word for soybeans, easy to grow in containers and a compact plant. I did a yield comparison of container-grown beans last summer, and one edamame plant yielded about 3 cups of pods and almost a cup of beans. I would have expected more, but it may have been my fault for lack of watering it. If you have a row of them along the side of your house, you surely could produce enough to be worth it for the protein. Green beans. Gosh, there's so many different green beans, you're bound to find one that suits your garden and your palate. They are a prolific fruiter, so if you like them, I would plant 2 to 3 plants, each 3 weeks to a month apart, so you don't get a harvest all in one short period of time. We would appreciate knowing what you are specifically doing to offset rising food costs, especially proteins. And 2, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you. Quinoa is a great source of protein. It's drought tolerant, however it does not like the heat. So I encourage you to do some research on your area. An alternative to quinoa due to growing conditions is sorghum, which is mostly tolerant of the heat. Sunflowers are hardy plants that love full sun and are a staple vegetarian high protein food. Keep the seeds and roast them. The petals and leaves are also edible. Broccoli is high in protein and requires well-prepared nutrient-rich soil. Basically, you get one head and several offshoots, broccolini, out of one plant. If you're lucky, you can get 2 full heads. You may consider a broccoli rabe variety, where you can cut on it in smaller portions for a longer period of time and use it to supplement recipes with protein. Don't forget that the leaves, stems, and buds are edible with these varieties. Corn is wind pollinated, and you need a lot of them to get the pollination down. I did grow corn in containers successfully last summer, however the yield was not worth the water used to make them grow. It would be very difficult to do this in a small space, but creative growers might include a nearby rain barrel for water, making it more reasonable cost-wise. Hazelnuts grow on small, beautiful trees and are sold like as a container plant. Suitable for cool and warm climates, they should produce nuts in 3 to 4 years. That may seem far away, but consider it an investment in your future food security. If growing in a container, make sure it's a fabric one that does not promote root binding. The aforementioned is only one example of proteins you can grow in a small space. There are 2 others as well: sprouts and hydroponics. Both I will cover in future videos, so please hit that subscribe button and the alarm so that you can receive a notification. Here are a few ideas of ways to grow in small spaces. None of these companies are sponsoring us. We have used grow bags for several years, and I will review them for you in an upcoming video.